Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astro Guide Mysore. So today let us understand a tough yoga. As I have written, the name of the yoga can be taken as a child from outside the marriage or an illegitimate child. But this particular yoga was written thousands of years ago. Let us say on an average 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. So, at that time, the concept of donor egg or donor sperm was not at all there. So, it was always considered that if a child is born in the family without the strength of the husband, that is, the husband is not involved, would certainly be called, 5,000 years ago. Forget about 5,000, 500 years ago, illegitimate. So, this particular chart is not only a chart of, there are two things here. One is the husband is not having the strength to procreate. Second is, this is a male chart, for a male chart only. Husband's chart. The husband is not able to procreate. There is roga attached to fertility. So there is infertility. Let us say impotency, infertility, very low count of sperm, etc. Secondly, the other part is he will not be interested with his partner. There will be lack of interest, physical interest with the partner, but he will have other interests outside. So he will be busy there, and the partner might want to have a child and would have gone for, an outside relationship. That is a possibility. The third possibility is that nowadays, with mutual consent, the husband and the wife meet the doctor, and the doctor tells that, yes, man, you are having some problem. You cannot go ahead. We cannot have a natural child here. So, what should we do? Even an IVF is ruled out. So, then they would go for a donor sperm. So, because the wife is very sane, rational, and healthy. So, all these I have written down here. So, let us understand the facts of this particular yoga. The ascendant I have taken here, I have just given an example, is that of Sagittarius. The first fact is that the fifth and the seventh lords have to be very strong. Fifth lord has to be strong means, though there is infertility in the husband's chart, the fifth lord in the husband's chart is strong. That means he has children in his life, not his own, but his children in the family. Seventh lord is strong. That means seventh house is taken as the lagna for the wife or the spouse. So seventh house is strong. And they have to be conjunct with the sixth lord. Sixth lord is the Rogasthana Fifth house or the fifth lord represents the strength of procreation and fertility, and the fifth and the sixth joining itself shows that there is some difficulty. And now seventh lord is coming and sitting along with the sixth lord. So 5, 6, 7 are together. Here I have taken this example. The fifth lord is Mars, sixth lord is Venus, and seventh lord is Mercury, the lords of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So they are all conjunct in the sign of Cancer. So from Sagittarius, the Lagna lord is Jupiter. So why did I put Jupiter here? Just to take a classic example that they are not only to be conjunct with the sixth lord, that the fifth and the seventh conjunct with the sixth, but should also be aspected by a benefic. What more strong benefic you want rather than having a strong, Jupiter. But here the Jupiter is weak, but it's a benefic. That has not been referred to as to whether the benefic has to be strong or weak. So Jupiter is very much aspecting the seventh aspect over these particular cluster of planets. The Mars, which is for lust, Venus for the partner, and Mercury, that is having relationship. So in this case, I have explained that one possibility where the person will go away from his wife and have unnecessary relationships, and the wife also, the seventh lord, sitting in the second house, which is the house of family, extension of family, that is Kutumbasthana, is present in the second house. That is, the seventh lord is in the second house. That is the Lagna lord for the partner. If I take it as spouse, ascendant, so it has gone to the second house along with the 12th lord. Now the whole dynamics change. The ascendant lord is along with the 12th lord, and the sixth lord, that is the lord of Scorpio, which is Mars, and the lord, that is the 11th lord. So the whole thing is changing here. We have Venus as the fifth lord. This is the sixth lord from this place, from the husband's seventh house. I'm just taking it as Bhavat Bhava. So if we take that, we can see that this particular combination shows a lot of strength with regard to both partners having unnecessary affairs in which she might beget a son from outside the marriage. Let us go into another concept of mutual understanding for an IVF. So let me first erase this off, because if I don't erase this off, this will be a big confusion. So I have to blow the fan. So here, yeah, you can pause for a second, just a minute. So here, I have taken for the second example. This is for a donor IVF, but this is a male chart. Male chart. This is not a female chart. But from the seventh, this is the seventh house and it is for the spouse. I'm just doing it from the D1 chart so that it is still the basics. We will go into extreme detail when we do the D1 and the D9 together. It will take a lot of time on the video, but it will be done with the D7 chart examples. But let us first understand how this yoga is defined. We will not go into the examples just immediately. So from the spouse's lagna, that is the bhavat bhava, this is the first, this is the seventh. The fifth lord, Mars, is placed in the 12th. And same thing, the yoga is defined here. The fifth, the sixth, and the seventh are all sitting in the house, the 10th house, that is, fifth is Venus, sixth is Mars, seventh is Jupiter. And in this case, the Lagnadipati is well posited, Mercury, beautifully posited, a strong Lagnadipati. Let us put a beautiful benefic like moon here, which is actually aspecting it. Excellent placement. But with this, what will happen is that there is a chance of the native himself becoming weak in procreation, but would be very mutually agreeable for a donor sperm, which might give him a son through his wife. So these are all complicated charts and complicated matters which cannot be directly discussed. We need to understand one thing, that not all men are cheaters or not all women are characterless. So please do not take charts and unnecessarily spoil the mindset. Okay, so we should understand first this one thing, that there is a chance that the person himself will be for it, that he would want to have children in the family, but since there is difficulty with himself, no egos there, no ego, or lot of times in the world, particularly in India, the setup is that the man has an ego, that if he is childless, he would not want to admit that it is the problem is his. So psychologists, even medical experts are dealing with this. But there are many cases in which men agree, and this is a fantastic example of a yoga of a child from outside the marriage, ethically also. So thank you very much for today's class.